Hello, you're watching TelecomTV. I'm Martyn Warwick and we're reporting from Mobile World Congress 2014 here in Barcelona in Spain. I'm talking with Sandra Rivera from Intel. I don't know about you, but I think it would have been better if they'd called this year's MWC the NFV Congress, because there doesn't seem to be anything much more out there more substantive than network functions virtualization. There have been some device launches. There's lots of cars here showing how things have changed as far as machine-to-machine telemetry and so on is going, but NFV is at the core of all this.
Indeed. Well, NFV and the network infrastructure is at the core of any experience that you want to have on your device of choice or your vehicle of choice. So it's very exciting for me. Anyone who's been in telecom for more than 10 minutes can see that this is really happening, and the pace at which the industry is embracing server-based technologies, virtualization technologies, cloud technologies, and business principles is truly unprecedented. So yeah, I think the NFV World Congress is a very appropriate name.
Well, NFV appeared from virtually nowhere, didn't it? Literally and metaphorically, back in October about 2012, and it was suddenly there out of, never heard of it before. What, 16 months on now, the hype, there's still a lot of hype there, but there's reality underpinning it. We're actually seeing real products, real services beginning to appear. What do you think the service providers are going to take away from a show like this, and what's happening as far as, for example, Intel is concerned?
Well, indeed, from practically a dead stop to what you see here at the event, not only real proof of concepts moving to trials and deployments, but real commercial solutions coming to the market as well. As you know, NFV really came to life with the ETSI NFV Industry Specifications Group in the fall of 2012. It started with a handful of service providers that said, hey, we really intend to deploy our networks in this new architectural paradigm. They established a set of work groups, a set of expert teams, and they began the very arduous but very productive process of creating a set of specifications. And here we are, 16 months later, seeing the real, not just intent, but moving forward in terms of moving from technical feasibility trials in labs and proof of concepts to actual commercial trials and deployments. We see that from SK Telecom in their Access Edge, introducing a programmable capability into their macro network. We see that from China Mobile in an end-to-end mobile solution, not only on the access side, but also in the mobile core and out to the small cells. And then we've seen this from Telefonica in terms of creating an intelligent edge to offer more services more cost-effectively to their customers. So it's really exciting to see that we've moved way beyond the hype, and not only the analysis of the benefits, but indeed a plan and an intention to deploy.
It's interesting, is it not, that it was the service providers and the customers themselves who were demanding change like this, and the industry has responded to it in a different way than usual. There's a lot more collaboration among former adversaries, competitors than there used to be. As a result of that, we're seeing a different approach to things. The point is, of course, something had to change, because you can't make a living simply by cutting costs indefinitely.
Well, and that's a good way to put it. As we know, the service providers, sometime out in the future, it's not months, but it's not a decade, they get into what I call an upside down business problem, right? It costs more for them to deploy, maintain, and operate their networks than the revenue they're able to exact from those networks. So they know they have to do something very, very different. They look to see what the IT data center cloud over the top players are doing in the market, their rate of innovation, the volume economics of server-based technology, the way that they can get better asset utilization with virtualization capabilities. And we've been working with them for a number of years on how to apply those economics, that rate of innovation, to the communications networks. It's not a copy exact. There are some unique networking I/O and performance capabilities that are required, but there is enough confidence, particularly when you see the number of solutions that are coming to the market, that they know they can do this. Now it's really more about how.
Right, so Between now and the next Mobile World Congress or NFV World Congress or whatever it's going to be, what is Intel going to be focusing on?
Well, we continue to invest in our core Intel architecture portfolio. We look at communications processing workloads, and we categorize them in 4 different areas: application, control, packet processing, and signal processing. Application and control have been an area for leadership for Intel for a long time. Packet processing has been an area that we have put tremendous focus over the last 4 or 5 years to really improve the performance of high packet processing throughput, to the point where you no longer need specialized silicon network processors, custom ASICs to run many of those workloads, benefiting you in a way that you have a consolidated architecture, a common tool chain for faster innovation, lower risk, a broader pool of skilled coders to be able to take advantage of that programmable Intel architecture. And then the 4th sort of processing workload that we've recently closed on has been the layer 1 baseband processing capability. The 4 workloads: application control, packet processing, and signal processing. We closed on an acquisition just last week with Mindspeed Technologies, which gives us that layer 1 capability for small cells, which will give us a homogeneous architecture from small to macro to cloud RAN implementation. So we'll continue to invest in the core silicon and software capabilities, and to fill out the portfolio to give a consistent architecture to be able to deploy much more easily with our customers in this new approach.
Okay, we're out of time, Sandra, so I'm sorry, but pleasure to talk to you. Sandra Rivera, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much for having me.